Welcome back to some Zed4Free recorded offline content. And here we are doing some dailies here and we're going to try to get these done. So let's re-roll the 500 that has no progress, as well as showing off the Jumpstart event. And I need to win one game. We're on day number 1 of the 2 color decks that we are going to obtain. And the first one is going to be a red-green deck. So I do need to play a game to complete this quest. What better way than to show off the jump in event. So we're going to go to events. We're going to go down to jump in. Now jump in is where you collect 2 different packs. Those packs are smashed together. They'll have 1 rare each. And depending on what kind of rare you want to build your collection is what you can pick, or whatever fun you want to have. And then I recommend playing until you get 1 win for an uncommon wildcard, and then you can resign. So pretty inexpensive to join. Actually quite good when at the beginning when you have very little collection, but you also get 5 free jump-in tokens for the 4th color challenge completion. We're going to use one of these tokens here, and we're going to look at this, and these are themes. It doesn't really show what rare it is, but I'm sure there's an online resource for this. I always like picking things that are newer, like science. It will last longer in your collection, and because it's a artifact theme that goes with all will be one, when you're drafting the set as well, it will help out as well. So I'm going to go with science here. And then I want to go with something that is also new themed, which is going to be synthesized. I always like to go with the newest themes possible. Now let's take a look at what those smashed together things are. So it took 20 cards and smashed with another 20 cards. Now it's going to be alchemy legal, so we'll have these gates in them. But you'll see, because I picked 2 more recent themes, it will have this 7-drop rare, which we'll never play, I'm sure, in anything. And has some good uncommons and commons, which when you draft Phyrexia All Be One, you'll get some more progress. And it has Unctus, which is a pretty cool card with some cool synergies with artifacts. So overall, we were going to go for an artist. We had the artifact sub theme, which was the mono blue pick, and then the blue red, which is, yes, like counters, but it also just kind of fits with just blue in general. So we're going to try for the 1 win, and also just playing a game to unlock the red green deck. And there are 10 2-color decks to unlock, and you'll unlock 1 per day doing that daily quest, as well as we can get the early daily quests done to get some gold. Once we get to 10,000 gold, we will then do a draft. I don't like doing quick drafts at 5,000. I think that they don't have great value, and you're drafting against bots. But if you don't feel comfortable drafting, quick drafts are very slow paced, so you can read all the cards and things like that. However, if you're either familiar with Magic or familiar with the current set, then the normal draft against other players is going to be your bet. And here we have a pretty good hand. We do get 1 free mulligan in this game mode, and most of our dual lands will come into play tapped, so you always want to take advantage of that 1 free mulligan if you do not have any early action, turn 1, turn 2. There are quite a number of aggressive decks in this jump-in event, so we want to make sure of that. Our opponent is playing a little slow here, taking their time. They're deciding on their hand. Be a tricky one to keep or not. We're going to keep, though. Have the Scamp, which is going to get some oil counters on it. I have Immobilizer, so I have some oil counters matters, which is Phyrexia All Will Be One theme, especially in the draft format, which when we do a draft video on this free-to-play account, we'll show that off. I don't think I currently have any videos on YouTube with Phyrexia All Be One. I think my only videos I've uploaded for drafts have been Shadows over Innistrad Remastered, since that is when I started recording my main account. I don't really do Phyrexia All Be One drafts anymore on my main account. However, on alt accounts, both on the Zed4Free, and I also have another education account that I just play for fun, that alt will also be with All Be One drafts, because you can get standard cards and alchemy cards that you might not use. Whereas Shadows over Innistrad is more like a supplementary set. You won't be able to use those cards in the standard or alchemy format. So you do want to make sure that you're using cards that are legal in more formats. You have limited things to do. So we're going to play the Scamp. The Scamp gets a oil counter every single time that I cast a non-creature spell. And then when I remove an oil counter from this, it will deal 1 damage to each opponent. Also has haste for 1/1. pretty good aggressive card. And synergizes well with Proliferate. So now we're not going to be able to attack. However, if we cast a non-creature spell, we'll be able to do well here. Looks like they've gotten, I don't remember what this theme is. Red-white. I'm going to play the island next turn for sure. And work towards this immobilizer. You've gotten a Font of Progress. I don't like this card in draft at all. Not really a card I ever take, but it does have an oil counter on it, and it will give an oil counter to the Scamp. For 3 mana, we can mill opponent X, where X is the number of oil counters on it. And it is better than doing nothing. So not going to be able to attack the 2/2 on the board. Now the Scamp on end of turn, we're going to have to deal 1 damage. And then next turn, I'm going to probably play the Immobilizer. Immobilizer is a 4 mana, enters with 4 oil counters on it. Remove an oil counter from this Immobilizer, tap target artifact or creature. You can do that pre-combat. To tap one of their creatures down, or tap one of their creatures end step to be able to get some attacks in. I'm going to respond, and I'm going to ping them. Looks like they have the modified deck, which is a little bit of an older theme. This is going to be Kamigawa. And if they have a modified creature, which is something equipped with auras, enchantments, or counters, they get to deal an additional damage here. They get to both kill my creature and also deal me 2 damage. And they'll probably attack for 2 here as well. These Jumpstart events can be quite fun, but they are more geared towards newer players, which is neither good nor bad. But you'll see a slow pace of play compared to other played events. Here is a 2/4 for 4. A lot of text on this thing. Flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put an oil counter on it. And remove 3 oil counters from the Chimera, draw a card. Then you may discard a non-land card. When you discard a card this way, you deal 3 damage to target creature or. Now, you can actually just draw a card, and then the next part is optional. So it's not even like you have to discard a card. You have to discard a non-land card, not a land card, to deal the 3. So it sometimes is just 3 oil counters, draw a card. Probably just going to play the Quicksilver Fissure next turn. However, I don't really know if I want to discard any of these cards, and I am getting quite close to this. Quite powerful. I never cast this card. We're going to get back a Kami's Flare to ping something. Not going to be able to attack this turn, but I won't be able to block next turn because of the Kami's Flare. They are going to attack this turn, which means they probably have a trick. Oh, they decided not to. And we did draw another land, so I'm going to go with the Quicksilver Fissure. Going to die to the Kami's Flare. Then I'm going to discard a Experiment. I think Escaped Experiment has cast its high quality aspect. I don't have that many artifacts to value this card. And I want to play the Immobilizer, and I want to have the land for the 7-drop. We're going to stay back with the Chimera. I don't really care. They're probably going to kill the Fissure here and it'll deal me 2 damage, but then I can at least keep the Chimera back to defend. We're going to win this long game with the Immobilizer and the Ovika. And maybe even font them out, oddly enough. The next turn I can play the Immobilizer and tap down something. We do have 3 cards, unknown cards in hand, so could have anything here. We'll see. Okay, so this cannot attack, block, or crew vehicles. Its activated abilities can't be activated unless they have mana abilities. So this is like an arrest, so it will no longer be useful. I'll get attacked for 4, go down to 10. And here I'm going to play. I'm going to play a 2/4, and that has the ability that it's going to draw a card and discard a card. And I want to draw towards this Goliath. The Immobilizer is worse than the Volt Charge right now, although it does draw a card and discard a card. However, this proliferates, which would proliferate onto this and this. going to lean towards keeping the immobilizer because of the draw discard here, even though this actually removes something. So I'm going to discard that here and then go. And then this also has another ability of putting a card from the graveyard onto the bottom of your library. So in case I shuffle or something, I'll put the Volt Charge back into my deck. Because I have nothing else to do with the 2 mana. I can do that at any time, so. Okay, we have a 2/2. This is an Alchemy modified card. I believe it used to be a 2/1. Looks like they may not have attacks here then. Need to hit a land for this. Okay. Going to activate and put Volt Charge back, just so I can not have any chance to respond. And I will block the attack, although they're probably going to wait to attack till next turn. They did not. Oh, they did. I'd rather them attack this turn. Yeah, I think so. And get rid of the modified creature. They do have modified matters in their deck. And then I'll play an Avika. I'll pass. And this is create X1/1s. And they don't leave, so this will make a bunch of 1/1s. I'm gonna win the game though. I'm at 8, so I'm at low life total. Gonna have to start tapping this Festival Crasher. It's gonna take quite a lot of spells to actually kill the Avika though. So I'm gonna block with the Avika if they attack with Festival Crasher. They get 3 damage and put me to 5. Lose 2 of their creatures. They do have 2 cards. They're reading Avika. It is a scary card. Yep. Does Trample? It does not trample. But now I have the ability to Immobilizer plus Font. Okay, so they're gonna make a sizable. Oh, just a 2. So now I'm gonna be able to play an Immobilizer and make 4 1/1s, and that will draw a card and discard a card. I'll get rid of an island, and I'll play a 2/3. I will actually attack fairly sizable, and I'll attack for 6 in the air. And I'm probably going to tap down their 1/3 here. I don't think the elemental is as scary. I love Trample actually. I'll tap the Trampler. I only have 1 card in hand. They could just do the Seize the Storm here. Doesn't matter if it's in graveyard or exile. So it will still say a 2/2, and they can make it another 2/2 here. I will tap down this 2/2. And then it makes this a 3/3. They have no attacks. I don't want to grow these, so I'm not going to mill them. I'm gonna attack with the Cat Clothier here though. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. It's going to be a 5/3. So they'd have to block. Actually, this is a 5/3. This is, they get to block 5 of this, which is going to be 2, 3. What happens if I tap this one down? Then they have 5 toughness and 1 more. Block 1 of these, and then they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alternatively, they could block here with this, and then block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they would take 4, 10. So that would actually not quite be enough to kill him. So I am just going to attack with both of these. So I'm 1 point short of killing, fortunately. You do have to block though. Like if I had tapped this down, or this down, I mean, I could have blocked here on here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this, and then taken 4, and then we've taken 10 total. They have to block in some regard here, though. It's like a quite lengthy game here. Cool. It's just a counter spell. It's a cancel plus, if it was mana value 3 or less, you proliferate. 1, 2, 3. And we might just trade here, take the trample. Perfect. End turn. They are basically dead to this. I have a counter spell for anything that's super scary. And I can tap down one of their 2/2s. When it becomes attached to a creature, create a token that's a copy. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna counter that. I'll make 2/2/2, 3 1/1s, and I'll proliferate on all these. And then I will tap down a 2/2. Nice name, Thor War. And the game has concluded. I wonder if they're going to just sit and time me out. I will activate. I will put, let's put the Fisher back. And then let's put back the counter spell. And then let's go to my turn. And let's tap this. And then let's attack all. And kaboom! Three is mine. Now I do get that green-red deck, which has quite a few rays in it, actually. Quite good. It's quite good towards the collection. They are going to block. Then they're going to take 12. Boom. Take 12. Go to -10. All right, and there we go. We won a Jumpstart. So now we're going to get an uncommon from Jumpstart. And then all these cards that were in Jumpstart were added to our collection. So now we have these to work with, which, you know, there. And here is going to be the red-green deck that we've been acquired. And so you'll see that there's actually some Liberators, quite a good uncommon here. Some removal spells. It's a werewolf-themed red-green deck. You have some rares with Helena, good one that gets aggressive. The Wolves Matters. Tovlar, which is pretty decent in the deck. Reckless Stormseer, which is just a really good standard card, which is a good one to craft as well. And Arlen, which is meh. And then a really good land here in Rockfall Vale. So all these two-color decks do have one rare land that is helpful towards your collection. And then you also get some other rares, some other lands as well. But the biggest thing, there's a few rares there that are quite good. Let's first, I'll get our uncommon, and then we'll check back on the home screen after we hit resign, because we've gotten our 1 win, gotten our full rewards. So now we would resign, and then we can do another jump in. There's 4 tokens left, so we can do those jump ins in the future. Gotten some progress on some of our quests. I did get a new deck, and tomorrow I'm going to get a quest to play red and green cards using my new red and green deck, which we'll do, and then that will get this quest done. But we're also going to play a little bit more Jumpstart today in order to get these quests done, which we can, or just play we could play the red-green deck actually, which will get these 2 quests done. I just want to get at least one of these quests off the board so that I get a free quest for next day. So I will play that off video probably, and because it's not going to be that exciting, it's just going to be getting those quests done. But you'll see tomorrow, when I go get the next deck, there will be a quest to play red and green cards. And then also, we can go through Jumpstart as well if we do need some other things. So there's eventually you want to go through all the Jumpstarts, would be a good way to go. And then again, every day, those 2-color decks. So thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. You can support the channel. You can also check out the live stream. There's all the links below in the description. Thank you so much.